Two agents of the CIA Tarankan Canadastan Investigation Association, a wholly owned subsidiary of the US CIA Central Intelligence Agency, were vetting applications. Agent 1. We've got to be careful in selecting who's in and who's out with this standoff that we're having with Delhi. Agent 2. You're dang right. Delhi's been going around saying nasty things about how we've become a sanctuary for all undesirable elements in a general assortment of wackos. Agent 1. Why US, we've got to be extra careful not to give Delhi more to fire at us. So, who's the first applicant we've got today? Agent 2. It's from someone from a place called ISIS. Agent 1. ISIS? I don't think I've heard of a place called ISIS. Agent 2. Neither had I. So, I tried looking it up in our office atlas but couldn't find it. It must be one of these newly independent countries that are sprouting like startups all over the show and hasn't found itself on any map. Agent 1. Must be. Anyway, it says on the application that he's a trained mujahideen. Agent 2. What's a mujahideen? Agent 1. Dunno. But if he's trained, as he says he is, then he must be good at doing whatever mujahideens are meant to do, right? Agent 2. Good thinking. With our shortage of trained manpower, not to mention woman power, we're always on the lookout for anyone with training, any training. Mark him in. Agent 1. And, in. As in a visitor visa? Agent 2. Nah. As in a permanent residence with subsidized housing, free medicals, schooling for kids, and full voting rights. Next. Agent 1. Oh, so this one's what he calls a foot soldier for the Popular Liberation Front for southern Burkina Faso, traveling on forged documentation issued by the government in exile of Upper Volta and tagged with a red alert by Interpol for being on its most wanted list. Agent 2. Wowee. Being a soldier, on foot or otherwise, he's got a military background and experience in law enforcement, which is why he's on Interpol's most wanted recruitment list, meriting a top priority red alert. We'd better grab him before those Interpol guys do. He'd be great for training our Mounties who, despite popular perception, do not always get their man. Next. Agent 1. Now, here's a real catch. A whole family from somewhere called Cosa Nostra wants to move in with us permanently. Agent 2. That's great. We're very family friendly. Who's the head of the family? Agent 1. It's someone called the Godfather. Agent 2. That's noise. It means they're religious folk too, believing in the divine maker and all. Wonder what church they belong to? Agent 1. I think it's one of those new age churches called the Mob, and its congregation is known as Mobsters. Agent 2. What skill sets do mobsters have? Agent 1. They all appear to be professional tennis, squash, and badminton players, calling themselves seasoned racketeers. And some of them also double as hitmen, an obvious allusion to the gentlemanly sport of boxing. They might help us win a couple of golds in the Paris Olympics next year. Agent 2. Let's get them before they go somewhere else. Next. Agent 1. Oh. We've got a bad apple here. A fellow from some shady sounding place called Gurgaon submitted a passport valid till 2030, with multiple entries Schengen, Britain and US visas, all cleverly made to look so genuine that they're patently professionally tailored fakes. He says he wants a 24-hour visitor's visa to take a selfie in front of Niagara Falls from our side, which he's heard is better than the US side. Agent 2. It is an obvious cover story for an operative of R&AW, which our linguistic experts have decoded as war spelled backwards. Who but a R&AW agent would have a weirdo false name like Jugsuraya? Definitely out. Next. Disclaimer. Views expressed above are the author's own. End of article. End of article. End of article.